Hello everyone. Today we are going to take an overview of lesson number 21, which is given for class 11 syllabus, and name of the lesson is neural control and coordination. And this lesson I have taken the content from the NCERT book and added wherever it was necessary. So we will be taking an overview of this lesson so that we can understand the learning objectives of this lesson. As per the CBSE book, this lesson is divided over these 6 segments, that is neural system, human neural system, then structure and functions of neuron, central nervous system, reflex section and reflex arc, and sensory reception and processing. So this lesson, it is going to give us much information which is required to understand that how human beings and all other organisms, they adjust to the changes in environment. As we know that in living organisms, in animals, there are 10 main organ systems. Neural control and coordination is one of the important systems which help us to understand that how different changes which are happening outside the organism body or inside the organism body, how they are perceived and how the organism shows its response against them or for them. So let us start with the topic, that is first topic is neural system. Now we all know that there are different types of organisms, and in different types of organisms, as per the complexity, the level of organization is different. First level of organization is nerve cell. So those organisms where the tissues are not present or the cells are not very well organized, there we will find that neural system is present at the level of nerve cell. Nerve cell means the cell which is performing the function of neural control and coordination. So these nerve cells, they may be scattered all over the organism body and they are performing the function of controlling and coordination. Nerve cell is also called as neuron. Now here we will be discussing the example of simple organism like hydra, where nerve cells are present all over the body and they are controlling and coordinating. Next level of organization is nervous tissue. We know that when different types of cells, they get together and perform one common function, that is called as tissue. So neural tissue means that tissue which is helping in doing the functions of nervous system. In case of nervous tissue, we find that there are two types of cells present, which are called as neuron and neuroglia. These are two types of cells which are forming the nervous tissue. Neuron, which are taking up the stimuluses and conducting the information to nervous organs, and neuroglia are those cells which are present in the tissue and they are supporting the neurons in doing metabolic activities, or they are helping the oxygen to be supplied to the neurons, and they also help in repair and maintenance. So when we will study nervous tissue, we will get to know that how different types of cells, they are working together to perform this function. Then as the tissues, they get together, they perform some particular function, that is called as nervous organ. So there are 3 main nervous organs which are present in our body, which are called as brain, spinal cord and peripheral nervous system. So these are called as the nerves. So what 3 organs we will be studying? We will be studying about brain, which is present in the cranial cavity. We will be studying about spinal cord, which is present in the backbone, and we will be studying about the nerves, which are connecting different parts of the body to central nervous system. Now, as far as this part part is concerned, we will be studying about how and what type of different types of nervous system are present in different organisms. So in case of lower organism like Hydra, we will be finding that organization is at the level of nerve cell or neuron. Whereas in case of insects which are higher as compared to Hydra, we will be finding certain tissues, and there we will be finding that different types of ganglia and brain is also present. Whereas in case of organization level, at organ level or system level, we will find that as in case of higher vertebrates like human beings, we will be finding that they are having highly developed organ system. And with this, we will be understanding that how these different types of neural systems, they are helping the organism in adjusting. Second part of the lesson, that is second segment, that is related to human neural system. As we have just studied that in case of human beings which come under the category of highly developed vertebrates, a very well developed neural system is present. In humans, neural system, it consists of two types, or we can say that we can divide the neural system into two parts so that we can study them easily. That is central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. As far as central nervous system is concerned, it is present and related to the brain and spinal cord. So this part is the central nervous system. And as far as peripheral nervous system is concerned, it is concerned about different nerves which are present in all parts of the body, and they connect different parts of the body to central nervous system. So here we can understand that as far as central nervous system is concerned, it means that one thing, that why it is named as central nervous system, one point may be that because it is present in the center of the body. As we know that brain and spinal cord, they are present in the center of the body. And as far as function is concerned, there also we find that central nervous system has very important function. So because it is having key role in neural control and coordination, and because it is present in the center of the body, it is named as central nervous system. Whereas in case of peripheral nervous system, what is the meaning of peripheral? Peripheral means the boundaries or sides. So peripheral nervous system, it takes its name because it consists of different nerves which are present in all parts of the body. So the different organs which are present in our body and related to central nervous system, they are brain and spinal cord, and the nerves which are also a part of human neural system, that is linked with the peripheral nervous system. So we will be studying about different organs. These are different organs which are present in the neural system, and brain and spinal cord, they are studied under central nervous system, and nerves are studied under peripheral nervous system. Now the next part of the lesson, that is neuron. Now neuron, as we have already studied, that neuron means the nerve cell. So those cells which are making the nervous system, they are called as nerve cells. In this segment, we will study about different types of neurons which are present in our body. Neuron has the structure that it can be divided into two parts, and they are named as cell body and axon. This part of the neuron, which is the star shaped, that is called as the cell body. Whereas this part, which is the long thread-like structure, that is called as axon. So all the neurons, they are having this structure. Whereas depending upon their differential functions, their structure may slightly vary. Now, as far as different types of neurons are concerned, Depending upon where they are present, their structure may slightly be differentiated. But the function of neuron, that is always the similar one. That is, it helps in generating and transmitting the impulse. So let us try to understand first what is impulse. Now, in the brain, the neurons which are present or in all the organs of the neural system, that it will be brain or spinal cord or nerves, which are made up of neurons. The plasma membrane of the neurons, it can generate the electrical signals. These electrical signals, they can go from one place to other place. So these electrical signals which are formed in the nerve cells, that is called as impulse. And these impulses, they can travel through axon, and as axons they are connected to cytons, that is the cell body, and wherever the different neuron cells, they are forming the synapse, that is the connection between two or more than two neurons. There the conduction of impulse takes place from one neuron to other neuron. So this is how the neuron, it transmits the information from one neuron to other neuron, and that is how the information goes from different parts of the body to central nervous system, or where they are being interpreted and where the response is formed. Similarly, responses, they also generate impulse which can pass through neurons, and the muscles which are attached to those neurons or wherever the nerve ending is present, there the muscle, it will show contraction or relaxation, and it may cause movement, or it may show different types of activity. Now, in the next part, that is the central nervous system. So as far as central nervous system is concerned, central nervous system, it consists of main organs, that is brain and spinal cord. So these are the two organs which are called as brain and spinal cord. Brain, we know it is present in the head region, and spinal cord is present in the backbone. So when we, in this portion, then we will be studying about brain and spinal cord. Further, brain is divided into three parts: forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. These are the three parts of brain. This part of the brain, that is called as the forebrain, and the middle part, that is called as the midbrain, and the lower part, this part, that is called as the hindbrain. And we will study that different parts of the brain, they are related to different functions. As far as spinal cord is concerned, it is related to the part which lies inside the backbone. So this part, this is the later part of the brain which is extended and it lies in the backbone. This part is called as the spinal cord. Spinal cord can also perform some functions of the brain, and in the next section we will study about the function of spinal cord in detail. But one important function of the spinal cord is that it will relieve the brain from doing important work. Certain activities where very quick and instantaneous action is required, those actions are taken by spinal cord. So that is the important function, that spinal cord, it helps in taking instantaneous and quick action. Whereas brain, it is taking those functions where thinking, reasoning, memory, such functions are required. Those functions, they are done by the brain. So here we can understand that brain has certain differentiated function and spinal has slightly different function. Now this is about the next portion, that is reflex action. As we have just studied that the spinal cord, it is present in the backbone and it is helping in taking the instantaneous and quick action. Those quick actions which are taken by the spinal cord, they are called as reflex actions. For example, you must have seen that certain actions, they happen very quickly. For example, the pupil of your eye, it changes in size very soon. Whenever you uh, uh, throw light into your eyes with the help of a torch or with the help of a bulb or a candle, you will be able to actually see that the size of the pupil that changes, and it happens very quickly, very instantaneously, even without thinking. Similarly, you can withdraw your hand whenever you are pricked by a pin. So there you don't need that much of time to think and decide whether you have to remove your hand or not. You quickly remove your hand. Similarly, another example may be coughing and sneezing. Now, whenever some unknown smell, it enters your nose, or whenever there is certain irritation in your throat, you instantaneously cough or sneeze. So, such actions where the action is taking place very quickly, within a fraction of second, such actions, they are taken up by the spinal cord. And these actions, they are called as reflex actions. And what about reflex arc? Reflex arc means those organs which are associated with generating, conducting, transmitting of reflex action. Now here, if you look into this picture, you can see that a pin is being pricked in the finger. So from the finger, the stimulus, it goes to the spinal cord, and there the response is formed. This response is transmitted to the muscles which are attached to your finger, or maybe they are attached to your finger of other hand. So wherever the response is sent, there the action takes place and the pin is removed. So what organs are related to this? So that is the muscles or the sensory organs which are present in your skin, the muscles which are present in the finger, and the spinal cord. So these organs, these are the main organs which are taking part in the reflex action. And this half curve which is formed, that is from the sensory organ to the spinal cord and to the muscles, that is called as reflex arc. So in this portion we will be discussing about different examples related to reflex action and how the reflex arc is formed. Now let us talk about the last part of the lesson, that is the sensory reception and processing. Let us talk about sensory organs. Sensory organs means those organs which help in gaining the change, gaining the stimulus which is received from differences which are created in the environment. We have 5 sensory organs. These 5 sensory organs are eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. So these are our 5 sensory organs. And what function do they do? We know that eyes, they help us to see, ears, they help us to hear, nose, it helps us to smell, tongue, it helps us to taste, and skin, it is sensitive to touch. So now these sensory organs, they are located in different parts of our body, and information has to go from these organs to our brain so that they can be interpreted, and accordingly we can understand what is happening around us. This lesson is dealing with detailed information about structure and function of eyes and ear. So in this portion we will be studying about 2 sensory organs, that is eyes and ear. We will be studying about what is their structure and what are their functions. We know In general, we know that eyes help us to see, but this lesson is dealing with detailed information about what structural characteristics are present in eyes, how it helps in seeing us, and we will be gaining very important and interesting information about our sight. Similarly, for ear, we will be studying that ear, it helps not only in hearing but also in balancing of our body. So about this lesson, we have studied that how these different organs which are located in different parts of the body, they are connected to the central nervous system, and how they are helping us in adjustment. So as far as the total overview of the lesson is concerned, it consists of neural system, where we will be studying about neuron, nervous tissue and different organs. And second part, that is human neural system, that is related to central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Third part, that is related to structural and functional differences between different types of neuron. Then we will be studying about central nervous system in brain, and where we will be studying about brain and spinal cord in detail. Reflex action and reflex arc. This segment is dealing with those organs which are helping us in giving instantaneous and quick information and response to the body. And sensory reception and processing, we will be studying about eye and ear in detail, how it helps us in adjustment, as well as far as ear is concerned, we will be studying about its role for hearing and for balancing.